You're fine.
Okay.
That's
Hey
weird.
guys, I think we're live. If you guys can hear me, put a 1 in the chat and we're going to get started very shortly. And I'm really excited because I have a super special guest today that is going to share his 7-figure agency secrets with you. And his name is Joshua Centers. What is up?
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, Josh is the king of copy, or king of copy?
No, that's Josh Alger.
Okay.
Jeff keeps calling me the positioning king.
Positioning king. That's right. Sorry.
No
I was
worries.
close. So he's going to share his amazing secrets with you guys, and really appreciate you being here today. And we are going to answer questions during the stream. So if you have burning questions, make sure that you put them in the chat. If you're on YouTube or on Facebook, either one, we're good to go. Okay. So Joshua, thank you so much for being here. And your journey is incredible, and I would love it if you shared some of your story with us.
Yeah, I think we both have had crazy journeys. So I guess I'll start from the beginning, like pre-agency. That way everybody could know that I didn't start off with like any type of knowledge or whatever. In fact, I was in the military, and when I was in the military, I was actually an infantryman in a reconnaissance squadron. So I had no marketing skills at all whatsoever. But when I was in the Army, there was a couple of situations when I deployed that kind of taught me a lot about what I want in life. And one of them, we were on a rooftop, and there was like maybe 60 of us, and we were told that there's 300 Al Qaeda members coming to ambush us. And so there's a few scenarios like that and getting blown up by an ID. And it really taught me that I didn't want to do this my entire life. I didn't want to just be in the Army. I wanted to make something out of myself. So from about 25 years old, 23 to 25, I knew that I had this entrepreneurial spirit, and I knew that I wanted to make something of myself. So I ended up doing about 8 years in the Army, got out. And when I got home, I didn't know of any like business I could start, but I knew I needed to get good at sales. So I said, okay, well, I'll figure out whatever business down the road. And so I started, working for Comcast Xfinity, doing door to door. I ended up working with Verizon Wireless. We ended up being #1 store in the country in this like super small town, which is really, really cool. We got this cool award called the Maverick Award. And then I got my insurance license after meeting my wife and marrying her. Her dad was in insurance. So my entrepreneurial journey, I kind of figured I'd just be like an insurance agent and build my own agency up to like $1 million. But what was crazy is one night, insurance isn't going super well. I was going on my way to an appointment, and I'm listening to the YouTube, and I was always like trying to figure out ways to make money online. And I'll never forget it. There was this dude talking about how he started a Facebook ads agency and like grew, I think it was like 30,000 a month, could have been more. But this guy's name was Dan Henry, and he was teaching people how to start a Facebook ads agency and make some really good money. And the dream was like, hitting a 10K a month. So long story short, after that insurance appointment, I tell my wife, like, look, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to do this agency full time. And she always supported me, which I'm very thankful for. So I figured I'd hit like 10K in 90 days, and that could not be furthest from the truth. Like if there was a poster child for somebody that was like on the struggle bus, it would be me. Ended up taking me like 2.5 years, and I'll try to condense this story, but if you go back in some of the groups, you could see me asking questions. I ended up getting some clients by prospecting and whatnot, but it was a struggle. It was really, really difficult. And it was almost irritating at times to see like just people just getting started and make it. And it's like, what the hell? Like, what is going on here? So when I was trying to do my agency and I got a few clients, I just wasn't getting anybody, and I was getting crazy good results for some people. And I remember selling insurance and getting sick of it again. And this is like over a course of 2 years after I had started my agency. My wife, and to give complete context, my wife had to join the Air Force full time to kind of take care of us. And she believed in me, which was really cool, but it made me feel like crap. And so we ended up moving across the country during this journey. And again, I'm selling insurance, and we had my daughter, and I hadn't been home in 2 years. So like, I was ashamed to go home because I kind of felt like my family felt I wasn't taking care of my wife, but my head was always in the clouds, and I always wanted to do this. So about 2.5 years in, as I'm selling insurance, I'm like, look, I'm putting so much effort into selling insurance. I bet if I just purpose all of this in my agency. And my wife surprisingly was like, yeah, why don't you do that? Like, I think you could do it. Because I started getting clients for just like little stuff. And, I got different niches, really, really good results. So my expertise level was going up. So I was like, all right, well, I need to figure out a prospecting method. So I remember an interview in a group, and this guy was talking about how he used power partners. And we were supposed to go home to California in like a month and a half, maybe, because it was my daughter's 3rd birthday party. And again, I hadn't been home for 2 years. So hopefully everybody is able to like keep up. But like, this is over a 2-year period. So my wife bought plane tickets for all of us to go back. We had like no money for anything else, no money for food. I didn't even have money to like throw my daughter a birthday party. So like, I was super feeling the pressure. I'm like, crap, I don't want to go home, and everybody's going to think I'm a piece of crap and I can't, take care of my family. So the pressure was on. But I see this interview of this guy talking about how he takes power partners and he builds a sales force, turns his clients into a sales force, basically. And I'm like, how the hell? Like, that sounds super easy. Like, you don't have to prospect, you don't have to cold email, you don't have to do any of this stuff. So he's talking about this, and I'm like, you know what? And I'm like, I'm going to commit to this, and I'm going to commit to a niche for 90 days. I'm going to give it my all. And that's exactly what I did. So somebody had reached out from a ClickFunnels group about support and help, and I reached back out to them, and I was like, hey, I could help you. So we get on a consulting call, and they decide that they want me to build out a campaign. So this campaign happened to be for like chiropractors, right? So there's all these sub niches. So I built out this campaign for them, and it kicks ass. And they're like, hey, we have this other thing that we want you to do. Can you do that? And I did. And so he showed me this campaign, and I'm like, kind of changing it and making it better. And it just does flawless. Like, and then so I gave them a script too on getting prepaying customers. So I take this client and I turn him into a power partner, right? And I was going home October 10th, 2019. I'm barely making like $1,000 a month, like barely. So October comes around, and he's like, hey, I know a whole bunch of other doctors that are going to use this and need this, and I'm like, oh, perfect. You'll be my power partner. Like, this is just way too easy. Mm-hmm. So we set up an agreement of, me compensating him to be a power partner. Literally, I got like flooded with sales calls and did so many. Couple people paid the invoices. So we flew down to California at this point, and we had like a couple grand in the bank from a client. By the time my daughter's birthday arrived, we had literally hit $10,000 a month, all by me turning one client I had into a power referral, or a power partner, as we call it. I didn't do any prospecting. People called me. They were super hot. And within 90 days, we literally hit a $40,000 a month. And then this is really crazy. Remember the guy that I was talking about that I saw the interview of? Yeah. So I had no idea. I actually was in this guy's niche. So I was in this guy's niche, and I became his biggest competitor. And we ended up teaming up in March during COVID and joined forces together. So there's a lot more backstory to that, but it was absolutely an insane ride. And it was just like, these things kept happening. We kept on making more money. I wasn't used to like making this much money. And it was just such a humble and just grateful feeling to know that like when my daughter's birthday came around, like I could buy this nice cake. I could pay for stuff for the party. My mother-in-law actually had a birthday party the same night at the same place. And I was able to pitch in and get her a band for her. I think it was like her 60th birthday party.
Awesome.
So it was the coolest feeling ever. It was a perfect time. And this strategy like literally changed my life. I don't spend a lot of time on prospecting. We don't even have to really spend a lot of time on paid ads. But we do have campaigns that we set up and whatnot. But I talked a lot there, so I don't know if anybody has any questions or if you have any questions.
Yes, and I want to just welcome everyone who's watching. We have 35 people right now watching. So, hey guys, give Joshua some love, give him some likes and hearts, and feel free to ask your questions. You have a chance to be featured up on the screen if you want to ask questions. And he's here to help you guys out. And I just want to go back to what you said real quick on you couldn't afford to throw a birthday party for your daughter. I think I've been there. I think a lot of us have been there. A lot of people watching have been there. I can totally relate to that. If you guys can relate to that, #CanRelate. And it's not a fun feeling as a parent to not be able to do something special for your kid on their birthday. And I'm glad that you got through that and you're able to do that now. That's super amazing. Life-changing, really.
Yes.
So we're getting a lot of great story, awesome story. Okay, now everyone wants to know what a power partner is. What is a power partner?
Yes. So what is a power partner? So there's a little bit more to the setup, and me and Jeff actually, like a few months ago, we figured there was actually like kind of a missing link to this, and I'll get into that later. But essentially what a power partner is somebody in your customer's network that is also a customer of yours that you turn into a referral partner. We just call them power partners because they're really powerful. So that's what I'm talking about with your own sales force. So again, this is a customer that you have that does really, really well, that talks well to people. They have these like indicators. They talk well, they sell well, and they talk about how you get them results to people inside of their network that they know.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And guys, if you have more questions about that, feel free to ask. So we were going to talk a little bit today. I think everyone wants to know probably how you generated $400,000 in prepaying customers. That's crazy.
Yeah. So this is a little bit different, but essentially this is kind of goes into like blue ocean offers a little bit. So I think if there's one thing we do really well as an agency, now this isn't like getting clients per se, but we are really well at coming up with offers that get prepaying customers and standing out from the crowd. So one thing that helped me grow really fast is a lot of people talk about getting 30 to 60 customer opportunities. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to do that. Hold on real quick. Thomas Gilchrist. Wow. I was in the Army 8 years also. I'm sure Josh knows. Yes. 19 Delta. I was with 19 Deltas all the time. 8 years. But anyway, so we're really good at making campaigns stand out and be different. So what we figured is, everybody's concentrating on getting leads and appointments. We're going to concentrate on getting on prepays. And that's exactly what we did. So initially in the campaign, because I used to sell insurance, I know how to call leads. I made a phone script that worked, and they were collecting prepayments over the phone. And then about a month later, I'm like, you know what? I wonder if I could just put a payment gateway in the funnel, if that would work. So there's a little story to this. So we were shopping at Shoe Carnival, and I'm like, you know what? We've been here like 3 times. Like, what the hell? And I couldn't realize like why we kept going back there. But my wife was like, it's buy one, get one. Like that was their thing, buy one, get one. And it like hit me like a light bulb. So like I rushed home, like really. And my wife's like, what are you doing? She's like, you got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, no, like I need to build a funnel. And she's like, what are you talking about? She doesn't know the lingo. But anyway, so I spent all my time building this funnel that was a BOGO. And so I strategically placed basically the BOGO offer inside of the funnel, because it can't just be like BOGO on the next page. But I placed the BOGO on there, and sure enough, it started going like gangbusters, and we started getting a ton of prepays. And And over the course of, the 12 months, I think we had like 30,000 leads total. It was something crazy. And then out of all the leads, there was 450 prepays. But I guarantee you there's well over $1 million in revenue from everybody that we collected from. And this month, we literally had our record broke. One of our doctors generated $15,000 in prepays. That's just the front end. That's not even the back end. It's insane.
Sounds like a very good investment working with you guys.
We think so.
Yeah, for sure. I'm getting a lot of can relate, relating now. Oh, here's a good one. How do you use HighLevel?
How do I use HighLevel? Well, we use it for everything, for our clients, everything. Like it just, from onboarding, I could go so many different ways. So over the last year, I'm like really big on making systems so you can kind of turn things on autopilot. So what's really crazy is our company, we have 2 CEOs, but what ends up happening is I'm more like a COO and Jeff, my partner, is kind of more like the visionary. So with HighLevel, number one, we use it for our campaigns, we use it for onboarding, and we use it personally to communicate with our clients. And I'll kind of try to explain really quick. What I did was I created a snapshot for our agency. We have green light, yellow light, red light. And what that means is we were getting complaints that clients weren't clear where they were in terms of success. So we made green light, yellow light, red light. And what that does is at the end of the month, my media buyer goes and he moves them in green for good, yellow for we could do better, or red for bad, we need to optimize. And what it does is when they get placed in this pipeline stage, an email goes out and it just gives them a report so we can get rid of that complaint that like, hey, what am I paying you for? Like, I don't hear from you guys. How are we doing? And then we also use a part in HighLevel called red carpet check-in. And this is all in our snapshot. After they onboard and pay, they fill out a form and they get placed in green light, yellow light, red carpet check-in, client list, and then there's something else. But red carpet check-in, our back-end team, which is the media buying team, and our customer success team, Lisa and Yvette, every other week, they go in the HighLevel and they move a check-in, their opportunity over. And what it does is it sends out an email and text, hey, just checking in, making sure everything's okay. And what that does is it gets rid of the complaint of like, hey, I don't ever hear from you. Or if there is a problem, it allows us to figure that problem out, get feedback before the next invoice is paid. So they can't just complain. Mm-hmm. So that's how we use HighLevel. We use it literally for everything inside of our business to communicate with our clients and to solve problems.
Super, super important to automate as much as possible, but also have that human touch element involved.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Cool. Oh my gosh. We're getting so many questions. So many questions. What do you offer your power partner as incentive?
So you have to be careful on this because I did make a mistake at one point in time, but we got it figured out. So I personally, and you might want to consult with a lawyer, but number one is don't give them a percentage, just give them a price. And I'll just kind of briefly tell you, we typically would give about 20%, but whatever that monumental value is, and it's not reoccurring. If it is reoccurring, they need to be the ones that like will keep up with the clients and communicate with the clients and whatnot. So, and maybe you could raise it to like a 30% type of thing if they're doing that, but usually it's just a one-off 20% thing.
Cool. All right. And then let's see. How did you learn to get good results for each of your clients before developing the Power Partner concept? Any specific program or courses you would recommend?
I did a lot of YouTube videos. I didn't really spend too much money in courses. Jeff Miller is really, really good. Agency Scaling Secrets. We have a course too where it's kind of condensed in our digital marketing AF Inner Circle. I do have a free resource that I'll give you guys today, but it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with this interview. It's more about getting results for campaigns. But I can go into that as well. But so basically, let me see. Can I throw something in the comments, Christine?
Yeah.
Okay.
think.
or how do I'm going to send this to you.
Okay.
So I use this thing I made called Funnel Flows, and it literally has everything that's built inside of a campaign, a course. And you would have to go to our group to see the explainer video, but I'll see if I could download it and give it to Christine. But this is what I use. I literally just use this. I made it for myself kind of out of frustration when we were in our other coaching program teaching. But
do you want to share your screen or?
No, I just sent it to you. I'm afraid I'll mess it up.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to share? Do you want
sure.
me to share?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
But to
let's make them work for it first. Okay.
Okay.
I want to see this. Hashtag funnel flow. Okay. If you want to see it, I'll show you. Keep going, Josh.
So, I mean, it's kind of, it took me a while to like really understand marketing and see patterns. So like at the end of the day, like, even though you're a marketer, you're an entrepreneur, like you're an entrepreneur and you have to get good at finding patterns, and you have to get good at like making solutions to solve problems. So you find patterns that are problems and you solve problems by having a solution. And you have to make it like have some type of novelty and make it new and different and fresh from everything else. So it took me about 3 years of really having my head down and learning everything I could about marketing in general to finally know and be confident enough to say, hey, look, I can make pretty much any campaign work. So
there it is.
This is trying to think what gave me inspiration. So Aaron Fletcher, there's this guy out there, he has launch maps. I've been working on this for 6 months, and I was going through another course, and they had this thing called launch maps. So a lot of that didn't make sense to me. So I kind of made this in my own way, what made sense to me personally. But so if you look up here, like this is just an example. You got problem solutions. So when you're making content, I always start off this way, right? So it's important to note that this can be used for a course. It could be used for a campaign. It could be used for a funnel. It could be used for anything. Frank Kern talks about problem solutions a lot. So what you do is if you go on the next page, I can kind of walk you through it. Yep, right there. You just start writing down all the problems, and I don't know why it has the Canva thing down there. It shouldn't have that. But you got problem solutions. So you start writing down the problems that your current audience is having, and you're brainstorming the solutions. And then what you're doing is you're like getting into character for your avatar for when you create the funnels and everything. And you just start, writing down, hey, what is their current pain? What are their future goals? What is their pain going to be in the future if they don't change this problem? And then right here, you kind of start to get clear a little bit. And what this means is 3 phases, like what are the 3 big things that they could do right now to solve that problem, like in 3 simple steps. And I'll show where that like becomes more helpful. So yeah, you can go to the next one. So phase 1, those 3 things I was talking about would go here, right? They could, if you're starting a marketing agency and you don't have any clients, phase 1, choose a niche. Phase 2, find the funnel to model. Phase 3, get a client. And then milestone 1, choose, go find a funnel, search in Google. Milestone 2 would be rebuild that funnel into your own way. Milestone 3, customer research. So you're like literally breaking each phase down is what you're doing. So, and then you could go to the next one too, Christine. And you don't need all the phases. You don't need all of that stuff. It's just, if you have that many things going on, you could kind of put it in there. And then here, you're just kind of getting a little bit deeper into the interests. What, type of products do they use? How would you, 2 to 3 sentences about them, books they read, places they hang out online, people they follow, most tools used. So you just go through this thing the best you can, and it's going to feel uncomfortable in the beginning because it's a lot of work. But when you're making a campaign, this is all the stuff that goes into a campaign. And a lot of the time when people make campaigns, they're just half-assing it. And if you're going to half-ass it, you're going to get half-ass results. So when I started doing the process, like I was literally doing pretty much most of all this stuff, but I was doing it like just inside of my head at a, a basic principle that I learned from marketing.
Yeah, market research is so important.
Yep.
So important. We got a lot of people saying hashtag funnel flow, by the way. Like a lot.
Should we give it to them?
I don't know. Do you guys want this? Do you want to, what do they need to say to get this?
I don't know. So I am making an update tomorrow to this. So I don't mind giving this one out for sure. So if they want it, they can, I don't know, type ++ and then we'll give it to them.
Of course. Why would it not be anything? ++, guys. Cool. Let me go back and look.
Yeah, this thing is 45 pages. It's super intricate. You don't have to use all the 45 pages. It's to get you thinking of, what to use in a funnel, what to use in ad copy. And then I'm adding something tomorrow called the pattern ladder. Is nobody thinks about this a lot, and I haven't seen anything like it. So you have these stages of awareness. You got like unaware, pain problem, solution aware, product aware, high intent. And what I'm going to do is I'm making another part. So what you're going to tell an audience that is unaware is going to be different than what is problem aware. So you have these stages, and a lot of times I see people with their campaigns that are all over the place. And so I'm going to add that, and I'll make another explainer video so everybody understands how to use this.
Yeah, cool. I was just trying to tease them, but my computer is like freaking out that this file is so big, I think.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I have a brand new computer with one of those fancy AMD Ryzen processors, and like it can't handle it. That's how awesome this is. Cannot handle the awesomeness. So ++ if you guys want this. I think everybody wants this.
Damn, I didn't think it would be this popular. I really like more or less made it for myself. No joke.
That's awesome. We have almost 50 people watching now. What would you, if you could go back in time, if you had a time machine and you could tell Joshua 3 years ago one piece of wisdom, what would you tell him?
So the problem is a lot of times when you're trying to figure out this marketing agency thing, you get stuck in this revolving shiny object cycle, but you don't know it. Like you try something very quickly and it doesn't work, and you're looking for the next course. Or as you're in this one course, you see this other thing pop up about this other technique, and you're like, oh, I need to do that. And you're like missing the foundations of what it is. And it really boils back to the same thing. So I would, what you're paying for when you get a course is confidence and clarity. But you're shooting yourself in the foot when you do this too, because you don't end up committing to doing it. So if you would just commit to one process of doing something for 90 days, that's what I would tell myself. Just commit to doing this thing for 90 days. Because if you were to sum up all of my experience in a 3-year period, it would probably be condensed down to about 3 months of actions. And if I just would have done these 3 months of actions consistently, I probably would have hit 10K in 90 days. So that would be my advice, is commit to a prospecting method and commit to just following through on that for 90 days.
Don't get stuck in the fulfillment.
Yeah.
I think that's what I heard you say.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't get stuck in the fulfillment, and know that we get really good results for clients. And sometimes there's just some people that don't get good results in some areas. Mm-hmm. And don't take it personal. Try to help them as best as possible, but move on.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Everyone's saying +++++++++.
Jeff would be happy.
Cool. All right. So guys, questions in the chat. And I think at the end we have a special giveaway, don't we?
We do. We do.
Sweet. So stay until the end of a special giveaway, but we want to make sure you guys have plenty of time to put in your questions. Let's see. Let me go back because I'm lost in all the PlusPlus now.
Oh, Letitia, looks like what snapshot was I talking about? I was talking about our onboarding prime snapshot.
Cool. Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
How and when did you decide to grow your team?
That is a great answer. Let's see, October. So November, October, November, December, January, February. About 4 months in, I was to the point where I was like, and I think like 30K is like the sweet spot because you can get away with like doing it by yourself in a VA. But I was getting to the point where I was having to handle a lot of customer just questions. And so I needed a customer success manager. So at 4 months, I actually partnered my agency with my now best friend, Jeff Lopez, PlusPlus. And it was at that time about the $40,000, $50,000 a month mark. And then what you're going to notice is like, once you hire a team, obviously you're going to go back down a little bit to that 10 to 15, maybe in profit margin, but that's okay. Just push through it, get to 100K. And as you keep, stair stepping, you're going to kind of go into about the same problems. You got to grow your team.
Yeah, for sure. That's where the SOPs come in handy.
Definitely. Oh my God. Yeah. Like I'm so obsessed with systems. Like it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Super, super important when you're scaling, guys. That's been like the number one thing that we've seen catch people up is not having the systems and getting stuck in fulfillment, which is perfect. Phil says, what do you mean by don't get stuck on fulfillment?
Well, like people get obsessed, like I think a lot in the fulfillment phase, and stuff cannot be working. And you have to like take a step back and really be like, okay, well, if 80% of everybody is getting really good results and these 20% of people are not getting good results, like what are the variables? What are we doing differently here? And in my personal opinion, I think a lot of people just get stuck, not past fulfilling like that part. Like they can't, they're hung up. And then as you grow, another problem is even though like you hit like a $10,000 to $15,000 a month, some people make it harder on themselves and they won't ever scale past like 5 to 10 clients because they feel they can't do it or they feel it's too much work. So that's like, in my opinion too, where getting stuck in fulfillment is, where having systems will help you quite a bit. And then let's see. Anybody else got any questions? So I see somebody asked, what is the typical churn rate you see for your clients? And do you specialize in one niche? So we have a couple of sub niches. We actually don't have a lot of churn rate. Most of our clients, I would say about 70% of them stay for 12 months or more. We have somebody that's been with us for 15 months right now. But you're going to get people, like I said, there's going to be, maybe 20, 30% of people that don't do very well. And there's not much you could do. I'm very, very upfront about expectations. And to be honest, I don't even guarantee results. I don't guarantee a specific lead amount. I don't even guarantee specific prepaids because at the end of the day, I can't control the product to market match. I can't control how the market's going to turn. So I like to use, I really just like to use statistics and say, hey, look, top percentage of our clients, get like 60 to 80 leads and they get about, 20 prepays. I would say between 10 and 15 is maybe safe. So I always go back to those numbers. Marius, we don't reach out to any businesses a week. That's why we utilize power partners.
Yeah. Did you already talk about the churn rate?
Yeah.
Okay.
What churn rate?
Oh, did you already talk about the blue ocean offers?
No. So blue ocean offers, I don't think I'm the first person that come up with this concept, but I thought I was like a few months ago, but I've seen a couple other people talk about it, but I did buy the domain. Over the last year, I've made a couple offers not just for our clients, but in the agency space too. And I got really good at, I guess, making offers that just sound really, really strong. And one of the offers we used to run our first paid ads it was a 30 days in 10. We offered our clients 30 days in customers in just 10 days. And then another offer we're about to run is 5 months worth of results, how we got 5 months worth of results for our clients in a 10-day period. And that's more for like agency stuff.
Okay, and I just real quick want to hold this up. If you guys are looking for a good read, I read this in business school when I was getting my MBA, like, oh God, 12 years ago. Okay. So this book here, if you guys want to learn about blue ocean strategy, it's those dudes. It's amazing.
It is a good book.
Put it in your library. It's in my library. Okay. But yes, absolutely. You guys have got to be unique. And look at Joshua. Okay. Like he figured it out and he's like crushing it. And I'm sure you guys have ever, gotten on a demo and heard, well, how are you unique from like the 186 other marketing agencies who emailed me this week? Have you guys ever heard that? You got to get your unique offer figured out. Is that something that you help teach in your program?
Yeah, we do. We go over it like, so our agency sales secret program that we just started, like we're actually letting the students use our 30 customers in 10 days. Cause everybody's like, oh my God, 30 to 60 customer opportunities. Like, guys, that's not going to work anymore. So again, blue ocean offers. I told my clients we're going for prepaying customers. That's what we go for, not leads. So that helped us stand out in a blue ocean. And so when we started running campaigns, I'm like, I'm not doing this 30 customers in 30 to 60 customer opportunities in 30 days. No, we're not doing that. We're going to go for 30 customers in a 10-day period. And all that is, guys, I'm going to reveal all that is. It's not BS. It's true. It's real. All you're doing is taking a 30-day campaign, condensing the budget into 10 days. That is it. That's all you're doing. So think about that next time and you take it and run with it. Like 30 days and 10. That's what it is. But we have a funnel we use for that. So we're going to see, and we're going to track everybody and see how different it is from their campaigns from previous 30 to 60 customer opportunities. So I'm pretty psyched about that.
That's awesome. Cool. Okay. Here's one. What do you mean by prepay? Prepay a 3-month contract?
Yeah. No, not prepay in terms of that. We do collect invoices, but what I'm talking about is we don't look at ourselves as a lead generation company. We look at ourselves as a prepaying customer company. So we don't focus on lead gen. All of our campaigns focus on getting prepaid customers, whether that's they pay inside the funnel or they use our phone script. What is a power partner? Okay, so a power partner, again, that is just somebody that is a client of yours that will refer people to you.
Okay. What PPC service do you use for your client?
Like white label? Is that what it means? Yeah, we don't outsource anything. Yeah. We build everything in-house.
But you don't do it yourself, right? You hired people to do it for you?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, what it looked like is me and Jeff built out the campaigns and then we trained staff to do it now. But if we're typically coming up with stuff, me and Jeff might spend a week on researching and building. And then look, so all it is like data entry. Like once you make a funnel and it converts, you're good. You just give it to somebody and they rebuild everything and do it out. So we have a copywriter. And then we have, their ads manager and the ad builder and all that stuff. But typically Jeff and I will build it first. Mm-hmm. But we do it internally and then it's handed off.
Cool. Oh, what do you do if the customer doesn't want to do a discount?
Well, they have a choice. They have our BOGO offer that they could do or a single session that's cheaper, or they can go find another company. Those are their options.
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome.
Oh, we use Facebook. I get what you're saying, Matt.
Oh, okay.
We are getting into YouTube and Google, which we're going to try now, but Facebook works really well. I mean, I've had like 2 business managers sit down and they can't tell me why, and it's super annoying. So like, I'm excited to try some other platforms and other stuff, but don't get me wrong, Facebook is amazing. And I think the best thing that Facebook has to offer is the Facebook groups, which our big concentration is now is like putting the agency aside. We're teaching agency owners and entrepreneurs how to use Facebook groups and referrals to scale their agency just like we did. So my point there being, Facebook groups are huge. That was the missing link for Jeff and I when I was talking earlier in the interview. I'm like, you know what? I can't, it's not just the power partners. There's something else to this. And what I realized is that it was the network of people. It was the clientele that we're going out. So basically what I'm saying is our clients belong to a network of chiropractors that communicate on a weekly, daily basis. Now you have 2 options. You either go find that or you make your own. And I'll tell you right now, if you make your own, it's going to be a little bit more work, but it's going to be like finding Bitcoin in 2007 because nobody's doing it. So Facebook groups are not dead. And I'm telling you guys, that's like all we're teaching. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, I want to make sure we have enough time to talk about the super exciting bonus. Okay. Because everyone, all the 50 people watching want to know how they can get your bonus and what it is.
So what did we agree on? It was a 15-minute session. Okay. So it was 1, right?
Yeah, 1's fine.
Okay.
Or if you want to be more generous and do
I'm gonna pull Jeff in here, and I'm gonna volunteer Jeff. So we'll both do 3, so 6 total.
Okay. And what do they have to say? What do they have to do?
Let's do DMAF. Comment DMAF, and we'll pick somebody.
Okay.
Pick 6 people.
6 people to get a 15-minute session for free. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. These guys have a lot of experience and provide so much value. Free 15-minute session with Joshua and Jeff, or Jeff. Okay.
Who is this one? It just says Facebook user. I can't see.
Oh, that's because they have to give StreamYard permission, and they didn't do that.
Okay, so I'm going to start screenshotting people. Nikos, got you.
Nikos, hey buddy, how's it going? DMAF, okay?
Nikos, number 1.
Are you still doing are you doing random, or how are you deciding?
Oh, I was just doing random.
Okay. Flip a coin. What are you doing? But yes, we can do that. We are getting more questions too. So as people are putting DMAF, are you cool with answering a couple more? I think we have time for a couple more. If you don't reach out to prospect customers, how do you control the growth of your agency and make sure the power partners are reaching out for you?
Let me read that. If you don't reach out to prospect customers. Man, I know it's hard to fathom, but they do the job for us because they're in a network of other doctors. When one starts getting good results, it goes like wildfire. And then so there's a little bit more to it. So like at the heart of it, it's using Facebook groups and it's using your power partners. So we are condensing everybody into a Facebook group. We already have a group. We just don't own it. So, but what you can do is make a group or be involved in a group. And like I showed you in funnel flows, you just start like making a content that is relevant. So like for me, for agency owners, I just started talking about iOS 14 update and what we're doing to solve that problem and how we're getting results. And it starts attracting people. So for our clients, I might go live one day about specifically calling the leads back, because that's huge now. People need to make sure they're getting everything they can out of all they got and call their leads. So I show them the way we dial in a scientific way. And the point here is, how do you control the growth of your agency? You start making content that is valuable, people are going to attract themselves to you. But most importantly, the power partners are going to funnel people to you. Again, Jeff and I do not have to run paid ads. I feel like it's a little bit hypocritical to say that, being quite honest. We do, and we have run paid ads, but we don't have to. So our agency grows just fine.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. How do they get the resource we showed earlier? Is there a chat bot?
No, I don't even have a chat. I just have the link. So the same one I gave you. So if you want to send it out to them, the only thing is inside of our group, there's an explainer video that I could probably download and put in your group, or I could go live in your group and explain it.
Oh, shoot. That went to YouTube. Well, if you're on YouTube, you have the link now. Let me put it on Facebook. This multi-platform thing gets really confusing after a while. All right, there we go. Okay. Phil says, a group of doctors or a group of patients seeking doctors?
Group of doctors.
Yeah. Do you like go play golf with them and stuff?
I'm actually a huge introvert, or whatever you call it. Like, I don't do people. This is the best I got.
Right.
And so another crazy part, this might blow you guys' mind. So the way I sell is very specific. I'm completely anti-slide deck. And if you Google, it'll do a better job at me explaining it. But if you go in Google and you type in the DIP method entrepreneur, there's an article that you can read. And it breaks down like how we sell, and it's discover, identify, position. So Jeff and I don't use slide decks at all. All we do is we talk over the phone and we close people that way. Yeah. But my point is I'm like very introverted.
And guys, I can attest to that. Both, like, they just take, I mean, I've hung out with these guys before and they'll just be like 1 second, and then they like get on the phone and literally 5 minutes later they close someone, and I'm like, how in the hell did you do that? Like, that was crazy. Okay.
What's funny is, like, we went over the calls in one of our coaching programs, and it's like, I'll start off the call, be like, hey, what's up? Cool. Like, what state are you in? And then they'll like say a couple things. And then I'll be like, all right, cool. So like, what are your marketing problems? And I'll just like listen and be like, how many leads do you get? How many prepays do you get? And like, what I'm doing is I'm just looking for information to identify that like there's actually a problem that I can help. And so once I find out that like they're not getting good leads, and even if I don't find a problem, I'll be like, look, I'm going to be honest here. It doesn't seem like you really have a problem. Like, is there anything specific I can help you with? And like, they'll just foam at the mouth. Like, and at the end, I'll be like, okay, well, look, because if I don't find a problem, I'm not going to offer. I'm not like, because they're going to be a pain in the butt. But anyway, it's just easy as that. Identify problems. And then here's my close. All right, cool. Well, it looks like I can help you. So again, the price is $24.97 a month. Are you going to pay with cash, or not cash, but credit or debit? And literally send an invoice right there.
That is just beautiful. It's so funny. The credit or Visa or MasterCard, right? Like, are you going to pay Visa or MasterCard or Amex Platinum?
Yep.
You know, and it's like they do that at Walmart when you're like paying for your groceries, but it works. That's because it works and it's like proven.
Yep.
So fun. So fun. I think J-Lo is on.
He is, I could tell.
Hey. He said, my brother, the queen and the strategy king PlusPlus. There's going to be a recording in Marketing Agency Automation Secrets Facebook group and also on YouTube. You can come back to it after it gets done processing. Okay, so Joshua is giving away a 15-minute session with him and Jeff Lopez. Jeff Lopez, you got volunteered, or I guess that would be voluntold, that that's happening. So if you guys are just tuning in, put a DMAF in the chat, and they're going to pick 6 people randomly. And this can be from YouTube or Facebook to have these sessions with. Now,
so what would be the best way to pick these people? I mean, I already got Nikos, but do you have a specific way of doing it?
I mean, it's whatever your preference. You know, it could be, you could, if you resonated with someone and they're commenting and asking awesome, engaging questions, right? They were super engaged during the presentation. That would kind of be my criteria.
Okay.
But
all right, let's do this. I'm going to pick now because I will forget and I don't want to do that.
Hard is with the YouTube, how to get a hold of them. So just they have a way to get a hold of you.
Mario, I got you, man. Nikos, I got to give it to my boy Gilchrist because he was a Delta. If you ain't Cav, saying if you ain't Cav, you ain't shit. Nobody else is going to get it, just us. Let's see. Malad. Hopefully I said that right. Who else am I missing?
Should they just reach out to you or join your group, or how do you want?
Well, that's fine. The best way to reach us is just if you search Digital Marketing AF, ads and funnels. That's us. So if you guys want to reach out that way, I got some names written down though, and I took some pictures. And I got Yvonne too. So there's a couple other people we'll pick, but that'll be easy.
Cool. Oh, Jeff says pick 10.
Okay. 10 each, Jeff? 10 each?
Whoa.
What are you saying here, man? All right. I guess he's going crazy. All right, cool. Well, I got screens or pictures of everybody, so we'll be good.
Yes, and you guys can get that deck. I put the link in both YouTube and Facebook. It's a bit.ly link.
Oh, perfect.
So, and I'm gonna see if I can pin it, but I don't know because I put it on my desktop.
And if you guys want to see the funnel flows video walkthrough, if you go to Digital Marketing AF, ads and funnels, I think it's one of the top 3 videos, but I could be mistaken. But I promise you, if you scroll down there, I think there's like a 15-minute video of me explaining it. And then I'm making an optimization to them. So it'll start making like a little bit more sense, but it's super helpful if you guys use that when you're building a campaign next time.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I really
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
This has been amazing. And if you guys enjoyed this, give us some likes and hearts. Don't forget, give us likes and hearts so that more people can see this. And looks like we're going to have Jeff here shortly, probably next month.
Oh, you guys are in for a treat, man. Oh man, his story is so good. Like, guys, this guy is my partner, but like, I remember seeing his interview, and like that was a deal. Like when I saw him talk about power partners, like, oh my gosh, I was like, I know there's something to this. And like, seriously, 90 days committed to it, changed my life. If it wasn't for this guy, I would not be where I'm at. My wife probably would have left me by now.
Oh, this is awesome. And everyone wants to know how they get a hold of you or how they find out more if they're interested in what you're offering.
Yeah, it's just Digital Marketing AF is going to be the best site. Okay. Jeff and I are working on our website right now. So Digital Marketing AF is probably going to be the easiest one.
The Facebook group, right?
Facebook group, yep.
Okay.
Or you could DM me. I'm not going to bite.
Not too hard, right?
Not too hard.
Yeah. They have their own Facebook group. So go check that out. And stay tuned for more exciting content with Jeff Lopez. I'm going to have him on here and trying to bring you guys new, fresh things every single week. So thank you so much for being here, Joshua. Really appreciate your time and expertise. And we'll see you guys soon.
All right. Later.